Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We've got something absolutely fascinating to dive into today. Look, if you've been following the AI space at all lately, you know things are moving at lightning speed. But today, we are looking at a massive shift. We're talking about a technological leap that goes way, way beyond the chatbots and text generators we've all kind of gotten used to over the last couple of years. We are talking about agentic AI. This is widely considered the very next evolution of artificial intelligence, and by the end of this explainer, you're going to understand exactly why it's set to completely transform our tech-driven world.
Really think about this for a second. What happens when AI just stops waiting for your instructions? Right now, the AI we interact with every single day, it just sits there, right? It idles until you type a prompt, or ask a question, or click a button. It's totally reactive. But what if it wasn't? What if it actively started doing things on its own? That is the exact pivot we're exploring today. We're moving from the AI you know to the AI of the very near future. A system that doesn't just sit there waiting, but actually goes out and actively works for you.
All right, let's get into section 1, meet agentic AI, and how we're moving beyond prompts.
Okay, so what is it? Agentic AI refers to systems specifically designed to act autonomously as agents. And I really want to emphasize that phrase right there, on behalf of human users. These aren't just super-powered calculators spitting out answers to your trivia questions. They are digital agents taking real action. They don't just generate a paragraph of text or a cool image. They actually make decisions and execute tasks in the real world or the digital world to hit specific goals that you've set up for them.
Now, this contrast is just wild when you really look at it. Your average AI system is incredibly smart, sure, but it fundamentally waits for continuous human prompts. It's basically a brilliant assistant that absolutely will not lift a finger until you tell it exactly what to do. Agentic AI, on the flip side, is driven by active execution. It initiates action. It adapts to changes on the fly. And crucially, it learns from those outcomes to improve its future responses. It is proactive, not reactive. And guys, that is a massive, massive leap in technology.
Moving right along to section 2, the 3 core features. We're looking at autonomy, adaptability, and goal orientation. First up is autonomy, which is really the bedrock of all this. An agentic AI operates without continuous human guidance. Once you give it a directive, you don't need to hold its hand anymore. You don't need to sign off on every single microstep. This completely frees us humans from the burden of constantly steering the ship, allowing us to step back while the AI does the heavy lifting of actual execution.
But autonomy alone isn't going to cut it in the real world, which brings us to this second pillar, adaptability. The real world is messy, it's constantly changing. This AI actually learns from its interactions. It is not a static piece of code. If it tries something and it fails, or if the environment suddenly shifts, it literally redefines its own algorithms based on that new learning. It adjusts its approach in real time, exactly like a human would when faced with a sudden roadblock.
And finally, we have goal orientation. Because all this autonomy and all this adapting, it's not just happening randomly in a vacuum. It is laser-focused and directed towards specific objectives. You program it with clear goals. Now, that could be something relatively simple, like monitoring your emails to schedule your meetings for the week, or something incredibly complex, like managing the entire logistics web of a global supply chain. The AI keeps its eyes on the prize and uses all that autonomy solely to reach the finish line. Okay, let's move to section 3, AI in the real world, focusing on collaboration and integration. Let's bring this down to earth. Think about your smart home ecosystem. One of the most remarkable things about agentic AI, like its real magic trick, is its ability to communicate and collaborate with other digital systems. It is not an island. In a smart home, an agentic AI seamlessly talks to the digital infrastructure all around it. It's chatting with your thermostat, your lighting grid, your security cameras, all at the exact same time. By integrating all those systems, it autonomously creates this perfectly optimized living environment for you without you ever having to open a single app or flip a switch. And this scales up in a major way across totally different industries. First, look at personal assistants. We are moving way, way beyond setting a pasta timer. These agents are going to manage your entire digital ecosystem, seamlessly tying together all your apps to streamline your life. Then you've got autonomous vehicles. These are essentially just giant AI agents on wheels, right? Navigating traffic, talking to city traffic management systems, and adapting to unpredictable real-life road conditions. And in healthcare, AI agents can constantly monitor a patient's health data in the background, interact with diagnostic tools, and hand doctors these incredibly deep insights for highly personalized treatment plans. The real-world impact here is just staggering.
But we have to talk about section 4, the ethical dilemma.
specifically accountability and transparency. I really want you to just sit with this question for a moment. Who is actually responsible when an AI makes a flawed decision? When you have a system that is genuinely autonomous, when it's out there initiating actions and changing its own algorithms without you checking its work, it creates a completely new, incredibly complex accountability problem. If an AI managing logistics makes a mistake that costs a company millions of dollars, or heaven forbid, if a healthcare AI makes a flawed medical recommendation, where does the buck stop? Is it the user, the original programmer, the AI itself?
Because of those massive gray areas, there are some absolute non-negotiables for implementing this technology safely. The baseline requirement here is ensuring that these systems strictly adhere to robust ethical guidelines. But maybe even more critically, we have to maintain absolute transparency in the decision-making process. We simply cannot have black box AI making real-world choices. We have to be able to look under the hood and understand exactly why an agentic AI took a specific action. Because without that, establishing trust and accountability is just literally impossible. Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, looking to the future and the road ahead. So, the crucial point here is that as agentic AI continues to evolve, its role in our daily lives is absolutely guaranteed to grow. We are staring down this sort of dual reality right now. On one hand, this tech offers unprecedented convenience and efficiency, like game-changing stuff. But on the other hand, it demands incredibly careful design and responsible implementation from all of us. We just can't afford to be passive consumers of this technology as it rolls out.
And that leaves us with our final, really critical question to chew on. How do we balance that unprecedented convenience with responsible implementation in our daily lives? As these AI agents step up to become our coworkers, our personal assistants, our drivers, how do we make sure they serve us without compromising our safety or our ethics? It is a massive challenge, no doubt about it. But understanding the foundations of agentic AI, just like we've done today, is the critical first step. Thank you so much for hanging out and exploring this dynamic new frontier with me. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I will catch you in the next explainer.